but I was like, I don't have much to say right now. But
Yeah.
let's go on to the Nintendo eShop situation, which is
Oh my
sad.
God. Where do I even begin with that?
So obviously, earlier we were gushing about like, oh, they found all these old games at this YouTube channel. It's amazing.
Now this is basically the exact opposite, where
This
we're
is
going
the
to be
opposite,
losing a bunch of
where we're
games.
losing a bunch of games. So Nintendo is closing down the, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Wii U and the 3DS shop, right?
Yeah, they're closing those down.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And so
even thinking about it, just why? It makes money. It makes money. It's still to this day.
I'm okay with these companies eventually closing these down. I would prefer they find ways to port these things or hand it over to someone else. There are people who would keep this server alive. Make no mistake. There are people who would be like, I'll pay for it every year.
There's people who have modded and made, like homebrew versions of these games that run on different systems because they care that much and they can't get it anywhere else, but they don't have or want to get what you need to get in order to be able to play it. So it's like, there's the passions there. People will do that, like if you give it to them, but they aren't giving it to them and they're taking it away from them. So it's like, these people are like, it's the worst of both worlds, it really is.
And I don't remember, or I guess I should word that differently. I'm not exactly sure personally. I will admit what games are kind of being lost on the 3DS.
A lot of them admittedly are not like super great ones.
Sure.
The biggest ones
There's
that I
always
had
a bunch of
seen,
shovelware that you'll lose. Like,
yes, obviously, but like the biggest ones that I had seen that are going to be like heard the most because they're going to become literally impossible to get them while you can, people. Is Dylan's Rolling Western and the sequel to that.
Really? That's not... Oh, yeah, I guess that's not on anything, huh?
Yeah, that's only on the eShop, and that's going to be closing down. And by the way, they're going to be taking steps before, March in 2023 or May, whatever, which one it is. It's an M month. To make it harder for you to even do that. So the sooner you guys decide to do it, the better. So like, don't wait on that. Because if I remember correctly, they're going to like start out with making it so you can't
have to buy
add direct funds to your account with your credit card, and then after that you're gonna make it so you can't do it with gift cards. So it's like after that all that you can do is buy it with whatever money you have left on the balance, and then after a certain amount of time you're not going to be able to spend like any money to put more funds into it at all, no matter what. So
and then I know that kind of on a somewhat different topic, some people were talking about the Pokemon thing. So like, I can't remember, but I think they did make it so you can transfer Pokemon to Sword and Shield. If not, I think they ended up doing that. Regardless, you need to get your Pokemon out of that Pokemon bank because it's going to close down. The nice thing about that is I think...
Oh, that's true too, because that's on the 3DS, isn't it?
Yep.
Damn.
I think, though, if I recall correctly, Game Freak said, in response to Nintendo closing it, Game Freak said they're making it free. I don't know if it's free yet, but I think... But they're making it so that you can take them out like no charge or anything, because But I think you can transfer them to the Sword and Shield. But from what I understand, I think you need to do that like before this kicks the bucket. And I don't remember if they updated Sword and Shield, but that's what I had heard, is that they did end up making a way for you to be able to do that. Even so, you still need to get them out of the Pokemon game bank and into one of your games if you want them on your 3DS games for the future.
Yeah, this right here is a perfect example of why I look at what we were talking about earlier, like with all the old video games, physical games with such, like, that's why I'm a physical game collector, is because of when shit like this happens and you all of a sudden like lose access to all these games that you if you like just imagine, another one that people are losing, I think, is Flipnote. So if if you're a Flipnote artist, guess what? Keep that fucking 3DS under lock and key. Like, if you lose that, you're fucked. Like, you're gonna have to spend money up the ass to get a new one of those that has it on it. But yeah, like, you lose access to this shit. So it's like, that's why that's just the biggest reason why I prefer to buy physical stuff most of the time over digital.
It would hurt less too if it wasn't coming from the company that actively tries to destroy like ROMs and shit.
I know,
dude.
I know.
Because I'm like, Nintendo, you by closing this down, you're saying like we don't care about the money of this anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
then
Did
let
you,
people fucking download it. Like I don't.
Yeah, did you see that video I sent you with the whole Man
yes,
Ray?
the Patrick thing. Yeah.
It's so fucking true. It's so fucking true.
I know we're on the podcast. I could actually play it real quick if I find it here. Just for shits and giggles, but or maybe I'll play it at the end or something. Yeah, Hunter brought up another good one too. The Revelations Fire Emblem thing. I know people didn't love it, but just still, I mean, just to have access to
And then
it,
there's like Pokemon Rumble too. That's another one that
yeah,
they're
a lot
losing.
of the. So that all sucks.
A lot of it is shovelware, but if you look through it enough, you'll find games that are like, you know,
Sure.
main brand ones that you don't really want to see.
The thing that this is
kicking the
coming
bucket.
from Wario64's Twitter. Here's one thing that also drives me up the fucking wall. Nintendo has no plans to offer classic content in other ways.
Too.
They believe
too.
the Nintendo Switch online membership is an effective way to make classic content. Oh my god. Oh, that makes me so mad. I'm like,
oh, I know.
Yeah, for fucking NES, SNES, N60. And by the way, N64 emulation on that fucking sucks. And on top of that,
it's awful.
And on top
you
of
have
that,
to pay $50 a month for that
well,
too.
They're
That's
still
not
limited.
something that you
they're
can just
still
access.
They're still limited. The virtual
Yeah, it's
console
not
was
even worth
still
it.
better than that. They were basically like, we're getting rid of the virtual console. They said this years ago. We know we're getting rid of the virtual console, but we think that in the future this is going to be a more fun, effective, blah blah blah. It has not shown to be that at all. I have no trust in Nintendo in terms of this online. Like they don't care. They do not have a backup plan for this, you know, whatever. So bummer. Big fucking bummer. So
yeah, and then they also deleted that segment of the FAQ for that interview. Nintendo did.
Did they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was posted like that. And then Nintendo told them to take it down, like take down that segment of it, and they did. So now it's, you know,
awkward.
it was out there.
They
know. But yeah, that was
Then a week later, Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct, and everybody forgot about it. Actually, that might have been before. I don't remember. But all right.